didn't buy these early enough. So normally I would have bought these in January and shitted them. That's sort of made them shoot by putting them into egg boxes or seed trays, something like that. So they would have come without any shoots at all, and then I'd have put the eyes uppermost into trays and they would have shot. These ones have been sitting on the garden centre shelf for some time, as you can see, so it's not ideal. They've got great big shoots on them, which is exactly what you don't really want. But beggars can't be choosers, and I'm just glad to have any at all this year, to be honest. It will teach me to buy them earlier next time. And of course, under the circumstances, you know, we're just lucky to have anything, aren't we, to be able to plant this year. So great big shoots, which, as I say, normally you'd really avoid, but we'll do our best to plant them and see how we get on. So planting them out in the soil. This soil's already had some fertiliser added to it. Don't want to plant too close to my rainbow chard there, so because the potatoes are really quite big, they've got quite a big canopy of leaves, so we'll give them plenty of space and then we'll plant the first one. Now on a small bed like this, normally you'd dig a trench and you'd space your tubers depending on what type they are, whether they're for earlies or main crop or whatever. You'd give them the appropriate space. So with these earlies, they'll probably be about 8-10 inches apart. But when you're planting in a small bed like this, you can get away with just digging holes. Nice, easy to dig soil. We're going to plant these as deep as we can with a trowel, which is probably about 6 inches. And because they've got these great big, oh, this one's not too bad. It's got smaller shoots on it, so that's quite easy. Just stick it in the bottom of the hole, and then we'll cover it up. Use the trowel as a measure. As I say, probably about 10 inches apart. But a bit closer in little beds like this than you might do in the in a big allotment. So we want to make the most of the room that we've got. Now, so some of these have got quite long shoots on them, so we're just going to have to be as careful as we can and put them in without breaking them off. And just cover them over. Now, I'm pretty confident that they'll grow, be perfectly okay. I'll do one more. So, again, use the trowel as a measure. Nice big hole. Deep as you can make it with a trowel. Seed potato in the bottom. Cover it up. And I say normally these wouldn't be shooting like this. They just have little tiny shoots on them. So that's all I do, and I'll probably put in a couple of rows here, and I'll alternate, so the next lot will be planted in between the two that I've planted there, so they're staggered, so I get more room. And what I'll do after that is mulch them. So as they come through, where you'd normally, on a big allotment, you might have dug a trench, put your potatoes in, covered them over as we've done there. You'd cover them over gradually as the shoots grow until you'd filled your trench in, and then you'd earth them up. So as they grew through the soil, you'd earth up with more soil. Now we haven't got room for that here, so what I'll do is mulch them instead. Last year I did well with covering them with straw, and then grass clippings which hold down the straw. And as they come through, as the potatoes come through the mulch, you just keep adding, basically really until the frosts are over, which here is beginning of June, and we're filming this at the beginning of April. So a couple of months yet we could still get some frost. And the mulch will keep the frost off, stop the shoots from being killed by the frost, but it'll also encourage more potatoes along the stems of the plants as they grow, because the tubers are produced on the stems, but it'll also stop the potatoes going green. So using this method, and we're not planting particularly deep, you will find that a lot of the new spuds are quite close to the surface, and if you don't mulch they'll go green and just be inedible. So that's what I'm doing in the garden at the moment, and that's what I'm doing with the spuds. do comment below on the video, and do let me know what you're doing in the garden. If you're planting your potatoes, or likely you've already planted yours, whatever you're doing, just let me know and we can compare notes. So that's great. Thank you for watching.